Hi Libra, we're going to do your weekly reading beginning March 31st into the first week of April. Remember that all time is fluid, so it doesn't matter where you find yourself on the timeline listening to this. The intention will always be for healing, clarity, confirmation, and resonance for those that need it the most. So these intuitive readings, I pick up on the most strongest frequencies out there of the Libras that might be seeking guidance for their journey. So let's just see. But the other thing I wanted to say is, if this message doesn't resonate for your sun sign Libra, go ahead and explore your natal chart. Perhaps there is something else out there for you in your moon rising or Venus sign readings. Okay, let's have a look at what your weekly theme is, Libra. Change. Yes, I think that applies to all of us. Definitely the Libras I'm connecting into are feeling like they are in between worlds, and literally that is what we're doing collectively. For so many, we can resonate. We find ourselves in isolation. Life has been put on pause. Life as we know it, and you know what, it'll never be the same again, perhaps, for so many. Wherever this message may find you, Libra, I hope you and your family are safe and well, and that you're finding the opportunities ultimately within isolation. Okay, time for self, time for healing, time for creativity, but change is your theme. Change. You know what, Libra, you are the zodiac's scales, okay? You are the balancer, and obviously when we embody the essence of our sign, so this is your sun sign, so Libra is your sun sign, your core purpose, the core gift you can offer others in your life, your core lessons for this life. So theoretically speaking, when we are born into a sun sign, okay, it's about mastery of the essence of the gift of that sign. As the scales, it is essentially about balance, okay, karma, cause and effect, good and bad, bringing, harmony to chaos. So for the most part, as we sort of, in our youth, as we're growing up, as we're learning, as life offers us spiritual lessons, we are practicing the essence of our sign. So Libra, in many ways, wherever you find yourself on your own journey, the mastery of balance and harmony has been something you not only seek, but you also offer to others, and you're always seeking, you're not one for conflict, you're not one for disharmony. So in these times of change, Libra, you're probably finding yourself being the bringer of harmony for many. Okay, needing balance too. We all do. We all need some sure footing, some certainty about where we're going, what's going on. So it's a big thing, okay, and it's definitely it's relative to the collective at this stage too, about what everyone is experiencing. We are walking in between two worlds. One world is essentially coming to a pause, or life as we know it is coming to a pause, Libra. How do any of us feel in the realms of uncertainty in between? It could be very unnerving for many. So how are you going? Do you find yourself struggling with it? Do you find yourself curious about what is to come, or what will be, or what has gone? Do you find yourself helping others mediate their uncertainties and anxieties at this time? So very reflective period, Libra. Let's see what the tarot might want to say. Okay, that's just me not being able to hold the cards. That doesn't mean anything. Let's see what the tarot might want to say. Please note that I pick up, like I said, frequencies, okay? Story themes. They may or may not apply to you. These are general readings. They are not personal. However, take what resonates and leave the rest. Some of it or all of it might resonate, Libra. The energies that I pick up on is a story between you and another, between you and a circumstance, you and a challenge, you and your healing journey. There's always two sides to a coin. There is always light and shadows, and everything in between that we get to learn and integrate. Let's have a look. The Two of Coins, the Ten of Coins, in the past the Nine of Cups, the Five of Wands above, the Three of Coins below, Ten of Cups. You're closing a chapter with two tens here, which the 10-10 is definitely in between worlds, okay? The Emperor card, Eight of Wands, Page of Cups. The King of Cups, you're very much going within this time. Okay, and Hermit, sorry, on the bottom, you might be dealing with a Virgo. In times like this, a lot of us, like I said earlier, I hope you're finding the opportunities in the silence, in the isolation, in being able to withdraw from your regular mainstream routine. You know, as we walk in between worlds, I just noticed. It's just like in the reflection of this card, when I look at it reversed, there's a face in the sky. You are overseeing yourself. In many ways, you're observing your experience of all this. I feel like you're approaching it from a very wise perspective, Libra. Okay, and it's affording you an opportunity to really go within, see the bigger meaning, bigger purpose, bigger opportunity that ultimately lies in this experience for you. I don't feel that you're feeling restricted. I do see there's a bit of conflict in you, perhaps helping people. So for some Libras, I do feel that there's some conflict about making a start on something when the Five of Wands crowns you and the Three of Coins sits below. Who had this? Was that Virgo? This is about feeling conflicted about starting new beginnings in some form or another. You might be that mediator for others to help them see the wisdom of the opportunity in this pause as we walk between worlds. The invitation, as far as a theme goes for you, Libra, definitely is about enjoying this view from a higher perspective, okay? Really working with creativity to be able to see your positioning in life. So whether that comes to your career, your family life, your job, I do see family, home and hearth, love, relationships are a very big focus for you. You know, maybe you were tossing up, okay? So these are for the single Libras out there. You might find yourself dating, okay? Or in a relationship that you hadn't quite decided what you wanted from it. You might have been 1 foot in, 1 foot out about the whole concept of permanency, commitment, stabilizing yourself into a union that ultimately builds and grows your own little family and dynasty, okay? I do see here for those Libras that are also focused on their family, it's very much a message about not equal reciprocity, you know, equal investment. You know, it's weighing, feeling like you have to be the mediator, weighing up things. And you know what, with a house full of kids and a husband and a wife, whatever the case may be, with everyone at home, we all need our little time out and to take some space for ourselves, and feeling like we have to be this mediator between everyone too. I also think for some Libras out there, you're really weighing up the most important values in your life. For sure, this time of reflection and observation, the walk between worlds, is giving you a time to really decide what's worth juggling in life when it comes to what is most important and what is of value. And you're getting really clear and out of conflict about what new beginnings. I come across a quote today, you know, after all this is over, none of us will ever be the same again. None of us will ever be the same again. And underneath this is about building foundations that are ultimately tangible, Libra. You know, in the past, and I think for many Libras out there, for some unique ones, you might even be looking at this as an opportunity, as the wish you were wanting. You probably were saying things like, God, life's too hectic, I'm really busy, I don't get time with my family as much as I want. You got your wish on some level, Libra. That's what I said earlier. I was picking up on the fact that I don't think there are many Libras that are struggling with this. Like, you are the bringer of harmony. You are seeing the harmonic balance, or what is required in order to see this time of change as an opportunity to genuinely reflect on what you are ready to release, what conflict you are ready to surpass, what is not important, and what ground foundations, what frameworks you want to start putting in place. After all the wisdom is integrated after this lesson, after this time. That's your theme this week, Libra. You know, home and hearth, family, love, emotional fulfillment. The gift you leave to the world, the legacy you leave to the world, the DNA you pass on. Whether you have children yet or not, you know, that this is a big focus on love and family, commitment, marriage, children. Okay? Were you in a relationship and you're now thinking of settling down roots? Were you really wanting to spend some genuine time with family, but you were so caught up in juggling your responsibilities when it came to finances and a business, and feeling really conflicted, you know, about this new venture you've just started financially too. I think some Libras out there were perhaps seeking some time away from their mainstream everyday eat, sleep, repeat routine, and wanting to really have some time to pause and connect in about their long-term values, priorities, focuses, Libra. So here you are, and I think you're flourishing in many ways. You're really coming to within yourself. When the Emperor card shows up, and this is the energy that we're in at the moment, we are in the season of Aries, but the Emperor card is all about being the emperor of your own kingdom. Yes, it can come across as controlling, but I feel like this is actually giving you a sense of control and order to be able to observe and reflect, Libra. There's no budging with this dude. He has probably wanted to feel like he was in control of his dynasty, his legacy, his path moving forward. And yes, there are definitely some Libras out there that are feeling not in control, wanting to feel more in control of the process, okay? So I do want to suggest it's about enjoying the view and observing yourself from someone else's point of view, i.e. from your higher self's point of view. But there's no budging with the Emperor. There's no pushing him over. There's no influencing him. He gets clear about rules, regulations moving forward. And in many ways, you are firming foundations for the path ahead when it comes to what emotionally fulfills you, Libra, and what is important. You're getting really clear about your role in all this, your role within your family, your role within your community, your networks, okay, and being that leadership or voice of reason and authority in some way, that voice of assurance in some way, okay, for your friends, your networks, your family, your loved ones. A lot of communication that emphasizes what I was talking about. I'm connecting into Libras here that are being that wise guide, okay? And if you're seeking that for yourself, by all means, Libra, go and do that. But I 90% of the Libras I'm picking up on is you are being that for others. You are the bringer of harmony. You are the bringer of wisdom. You are communicating wisdom. You are helping them understand the rules moving forward. And you know what? We are all in uncharted territories, but it is such a comfort and it is so anxiety free to be able to hear someone else say, hey, I feel like that too, but this is how I'm approaching it. This is what I'm doing to spend my time. Look, none of us know. So, and that offers this sense, this Emperor energy where even though you don't know what's going to happen next, Libra, others are perhaps approaching you in order to help them feel that, oh, okay, he or she knows what they're talking about. They don't seem to be panicking. That energetically then influences others. It assures them, Libra. Okay, it's you're being this wise guide. Lots of communication around you, I see, definitely with that card. Words of love, reassurance to family and loved ones that you're perhaps not connected into at this time, whether you live apart or not. Okay, I do see lots of communications. I do also want to say there's going to be some I've just got goosebumps. Communications about children, okay? New beginnings in love, new chapters in love. And you know what happens in isolation? People get pregnant, people decide to get married, people decide to start new relationships or whatever. This is quick communications coming in your way about some news, whether you are delivering the news, whether you're receiving the news. It feels good, okay? It feels really good actually, Libra. So change is definitely here on the macro and micro levels. Not only are you changing and observing how you're changing through these times, I do want to encourage you to look back to who you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago even. I think perhaps for many Libras, you were in a place 5 years ago where you were battling. I want to draw your attention back to 5 years ago, perhaps, where you were going through quite a conflicting or challenging time, and bring you back to the original message of this video where I said, our life journey is about the mastery of the essence of who we are, our gift to the world. Your gift to the world, Libra, is the bringer of harmony, the balancer, okay? And a big part of your journey, don't mind the noise in the background I've got going on, and the constant video interruptions, bless children, is ultimately about mastering that, okay? Mastering your emotions and who you are this week and the energy you're connecting into as you navigate this path of change, Libra. You are this emotional guide for others. You are the balancer of emotions. You're definitely experiencing that within yourself if you haven't already. I also want to say to some Libras out there, it's very important, okay, that you do balance your emotions. As much as you are an air sign, you feel comfortable in the thinking realms. I do see a lot of emotions here. Light emotions, deeper emotions, emotional mastery, yes. I also see a lot of clarity about purpose, who you are, your vision and focus moving forward. There's a level up here. The role you play within your family, the dynamics, the connections within your family, your life, the role you have outside in your career is leveling up. When the Ace of Swords, there's a lot that you've achieved in the last year. And I think this is giving you a great time to really reflect on your journey to date, Libra. It's a beautiful reading, okay? Definitely some excitement and creative energy coming in for you or at you, and I feel like it's connected into this energy here that I was talking about, communications coming forward. There's some great news, exciting news, creative projects, creative changes, anything to do with the realms of creativity. This time is also giving you an opportunity to really reflect on what has to go, Libra. This reminds me, holy dooly, you've got 3 10s. That's massive. 3 10s. This is okay. 3 major areas of your life are coming to a close because of the review and the clarity you're receiving about what it is that you actually want to focus on moving forward on your path. For many Libras out there, I'm connecting into those that are having sudden clarity about their purpose and path in life when it comes to emotions, when it comes to what is tangible, family, when it comes to our passions and what it is that we, so the wands are all about creativity, okay? And we can really stifle creativity when it comes to being overburdened with a false sense of responsibility of being responsible for everyone's happiness, because the 10 of Wands is ultimately about feeling like we're carrying other people's stuff. This is old stuff that needs to go, and that's what I was saying before about the last 10 years is kind of pivotal, the last 5-10 years, and how much you've learned and actually integrated in the last 1 year. All right? There are 3 separate main areas of your life: the role you play, the false beliefs you had about being overburdened and feeling like you had to be the person that carried everyone's responsibility. You are just the scales. You are just the mediator. I don't want to say just. It's a massive role. You are the bringer of harmony, Libra. But in doing so, it is essentially from an observation point of view. It is not your role to either determine how heavy that is or how heavy that is there. We don't help other people by fishing for them. We teach them to fish, okay, is what I keep sensing. There's an awakening experience here. You know, very spiritual readings this week for all the zodiacs. You've gone within this is an opportunity for you to really reflect on the wisdom within, the wisdom of your situation and circumstance, Libra, and it's actually an awakening experience. You are looking at yourself, your path, your past, your role, the role you feel that you play within your family, the world, within your networks and community, your purpose. There's a big awakening here for you. What a week, Libra. Holy dooly, birth of new beginnings, a child, the birth of a love relationship, a refresh, reset when it comes to what it is that truly nourishes in the realms of emotions, you know, and feeling like your cup is overflowing. There's a gift here, an opportunity to build firm foundations, and you're going to take with you, because this is the holding on card, okay, you are going to take on board, you're only going, so in releasing that which you no longer wish to carry, you are only going to take with you that which is tangible and of value, the wisdom of the journey, because you're going in here, right? You're reflecting and seeing things from a higher view. You're only going to take with you what is of value, because you want to work on this. You want to build this new path, this new realization, this new understanding of yourself. This might even be a new career for some of you. Okay, something you have done your whole life. You've been amazing at it, but perhaps never transferred to something tangible like a career, okay? Maybe you are that counsellor within your family, within your friends, but you never took up studies, okay? So this is something you have, the Eight of Coins is all about something you have always done. You are the master of it. You are amazing at it. Bringer of harmony, helping people harmonise their emotions and perceptions of themselves, their fears, into clarity. You are a master of it, and you've done it your whole life, but you've perhaps never made it tangible. It's just that thing I do, and I don't want to get paid for it. I never thought of, but I feel like there's a creative venture here, or an idea, some clarity on your purpose, okay? Okay, there's something tangible here, some clarity about something tangible that you can actually form when it comes to who you are, Libra. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. And this is the essence. This is the embodiment of you. This is the King of Swords. Not only have you mastered your emotions with the King of Cups, and being able to help others do that, you can help them master their thoughts. I just said that. Wow, maybe I'm speaking to some Libras that actually just realised that they've been able to do that their whole lives, and they're now thinking of new career and purpose and pathways moving forward. After all this is said and done, none of us will ever be the same again. I feel there's a lot of high vibe energy around you, Libra, and for the Libras I'm connecting into, a lot of fast communication about love, new beginnings, clarity and understanding, and like this, oh my God, I suddenly know why I was incarnated and, came into this world. I suddenly see my path clearly. I suddenly see the purpose of this beautiful connection I've had in my life, and I want to formalize it, and that family is everything to me, Beautiful reading, Libra, okay? But I'm going to wrap this up because I know that I'm going to get another interruption very soon. So happy week to you. See you next time.